Hello, wonderful people. I am Bianca. I'm a rapid transformational therapist and a coach and the owner of Heart Wellness. And today I want to raise awareness about psychedelic assisted therapy, especially for depression, because in my experience it is very, very effective and efficient. And um, psychedelics have been very controversial for many years. I will not go into details about that. And as a disclaimer, I am not encouraging you in any way to go get drugs, and I'm not encouraging you in any way to do this by your own. Rather, I'd like to raise awareness that there's legal methods already available. So here where I live in Germany, for example, ketamine has been approved in treatment for treatment of treatment-resistant depression. So this is illegal already in Germany. And there's some other countries in which psychedelics are legal and psychedelics assisted therapy can be done. So it is coming, it is rising. MDMA will get approved soon in the next couple of years. So will psilocybin, aka magic mushrooms. They will all get approved. There's organizations out there pushing that who have done a lot of studies, a lot of trials. If this is something that interests you, please leave a comment. I can send you some resources, some links to that. This is definitely a topic that we will see coming in the next year, and I think it's very important that we see this coming, because we see that what we are doing today is not working. So we see more and more people who are depressed, more and more people who have treatment-resistant depression. For many people, the medicine does not work that is available today. So this is why I'm very happy that there are alternatives, and since I've worked with it myself, I can only say it helps. So I will make another video to talk about my ayahuasca experience and what it did to me or for me. But I like to keep it short in this video and just raise that awareness. There are possibilities today. So if you live in Europe, for example, there are in certain countries a couple of centers who work with ayahuasca, for example, but other substances as well. And they have people who are trained into guiding this experience, into making this a ceremonial type of an experience. And I can totally recommend that. Actually, they have shown in the 50s that the mood and the intention of the person who is administrating the psychedelic substance has a lot of effect on the person taking the substance. So people who were welcomed in a warm environment, who were helped, who were being supported when they went through a difficult phase, had a much better experience, a much easier experience than people who were just basically studied. And this is an important thing to know, that who you are doing this experience with is very important. So it better be people you trust. It better be people who have experience in leading such ceremonies, so you can have the best possible experience. And why psychedelics work that well is basically actually pretty easy. There's the physical part, like the scientific part. So what it does to your brain, it actually deactivates the so-called default mode network in the brain, and that is like 90 something percent of your routine, of what you do each day, of the thoughts you have each day, those repeating thoughts. So it slows down a bit that part, and it makes new connection. It allows your brain to form new connections. So I would see it in simple words, I would see it like a reset of the brain. And for me personally, it fixed my brain waves. So I did an EEG before my first ayahuasca experience, and I did an EEG afterwards, and it basically fixed my brain waves. And then there's that aspect of working internally with your subconscious mind. There's just so much pain coming up, and it's actually a very difficult process, and I do not recommend it to anyone. I actually see it like an operation on the soul. I would have not called it soul before my first ceremony, but I was actually prepared to see it as an operation, as a difficult process I must go through in order to be healed. And I'm very happy I did it, and it was a very difficult process indeed, but it was a very freeing process as well. And yeah, I will talk about the details in another video because it's just too much. But I just wanted you to know that is an option, and in my eyes, from my perspective, it's the most efficient option. So please note, I'm not a medical doctor. I can only talk about my experience. And again, I am not encouraging anyone to go and take drugs. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you feel the urge, if you feel that this is something you might like look into, then please find a center, please find a facility that will help you with this very important event in your life. And yes, I agree, many people say that it's one of the most important events in your life, is the most important, like comparable to the birth of your child or your wedding or another event like that. It is indeed very life-changing, life-altering. So first of all, you have to obviously be very well prepared for what it's going to be. And then you also have to work with what came up. Because you see, in the ceremony itself, there's a lot of things that you will see, and you will have all these aha moments. This is why this is happening, this is why I have this behavior, this is why what I subconsciously think of this thing or person, or this is the belief I have about me or life or whatever. And once though you become aware of these things, once you see, oh wow, this is all stuff that I've been subconsciously believing, now obviously you have to do your part to change that in your day-to-day life. And this is called integration. And it's just as important as the first part, as the ceremony itself, because if you do not do the integration part, then your ceremony was more or less in vain. So these are my thoughts about psychedelic experiences and psychedelic assisted therapy. So if you feel that this is something you might be interested in, please read a lot, do your research, find centers you can trust in, find people you trust in, and please do not forget about the integration. Don't go there and think, well, I'll do this, and then I'm fine. No, it's just like recovery after surgery. Indeed, for certain surgery you might need a physiotherapy. It's the same with taking psychedelics. You will need some kind of integration, some kind of therapy, someone to talk to, and teach you and guide you through how to go through your everyday life, integrating what you have learned. So these are my thoughts for today, and until next time, take care.